Alright everyone, it's time for Occult Literature, video number 360, Nirvana by George S. Arundel. It's a theosophical work, but mostly Buddhistic in its derivation, generally because of the topic. Link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon, second and third links to my books blogs. This is 190 pages, so it is full length. Now, this is an Amazon.ca link. The .com link doesn't appear to be working. It's available in Canada, Japan, and I think France, but not in the other markets. I'm not sure why. I believe that you still, though, outside Canada, can get it shipped from there. So I don't think it really makes a big difference. I think the cost is the same, ultimately, when you convert currency, but don't quote me on that. So you can pick it up and get a Japanese copy, I suppose. To the 10 people who speak fluent Japanese and watch me, you can read up on Buddhism. Be interesting. Now, this work I thought was great. It waxes theatrical and poetic at quite a few times. It is a very flowery work. And by the way, Besant and Leadbeater both contributed forwards and appendix material for this. It has a full appendix. It's like 20 pages of additional material, or 30 pages at the end, on various sub-topics within this general scope of Nirvana. It's partially about Arundel's own experiences and thoughts, his interpretation of the concept of Nirvana, and that's where the flowery stuff is. And then half about sort of the historical, spiritual side of it that goes beyond what he has experienced, and talks a little bit as well about theosophy, bringing forth enlightenment, trying to move people in the direction of Nirvana, and explaining also something that even today is difficult for a lot of Westerners. When they attempt to interpret certain Eastern doctrines, they often get them completely wrong. So they'll look at Hinduism and say, well, they're polytheistic, they've got all these gods. But actually there's only one central divine force of creation, which is Brahma, and everything else is sort of stemming off of it. They're avatars. They are appearances, or what you could consider shades or offshoots. It's sort of like saying that these plants, that this is multiple plants. Well, no, these are just individual branches of the same plant. Basic concept, okay? With Buddhism, a lot of the hippie-trippy Westerners that like Buddhism, they think that it's all about, oh, I'm conquering my dharma and thinking happy thoughts, and meditation means to try to become nothingness, and so does Nirvana. Well, to the overworked person with a miserable life, I'm sure I understand why you want to become as nothing. But that's not actually the authentic Buddhistic doctrine. That's a reinterpretation of it that was improperly transmitted to the West and made even worse. The idea that the whole goal of meditation is to sit there and think nothing, and Nirvana is to become sort of this amorphous, interconnected blob of undifferentiated existence with all of the rest of existence. That's not actually the case. Sort of like the idea that permanently escaping reincarnation would be something considered to be good under certain tenets of Hinduism. I think that certain Hindus interpret that improperly as well. No, that's not actually what Nirvana is. Nirvana is an advanced state, the progressive enlightenment of oneself, and the recognition, the knowledge, basically, of interconnectedness. But it doesn't mean the complete dissolution of self. It means the dissolution, in some traditions, depends on how you interpret it, of volition. So, you're still experiencing, it's just there's no more need for volition. Everything has been fulfilled at once and has come out in its purest form. There's no need for volition. And sort of the will that is remnant is more innate and directs other things in the world in the same direction of congealing everything and everyone and every concept into this enlightened, pure state, in which there's no suffering or anything. It's essentially equivalent to eternal bliss. Even that's a bit of an oversimplification. If you look at the basic concept, it's fairly complex at times, which is funny because the purpose of simplicity within meditation juxtaposes with that. Anyway, it is a highly recommended work. It does have a theosophical spin to the concept, but it is more straightly Buddhistic and attempts to actually correct some of the other horse shit that people have believed about this particular concept even before then. And again, keep in mind, most Western Buddhists, they don't practice pure canonical Buddhism and still don't get it to this day. Like when you have a CEO who has a meditation room, it's not the way to do it, dude. I just had my steak dinner. I'm going to go meditate for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to go to work all night. Yeah, that's enlightened. Okay. Again, link in the description to my edition of this work on Amazon. Second and third links are to my books blogs. This is a highly recommended work. I hope that you can work out the actual link there because I can't find the .com link. Maybe someone else can find it. I literally don't know what's going on with Amazon at the moment. That's about all. Peace out.